Good morning. This is Sri Primo with a quick recap of the FIFA World Cup matches from yesterday. And we had Undav saving Germany as they were battling Ivory Coast. In fact, that was probably one of the best matches of the day, with Germany actually behind Ivory Coast. I mean, they became the latest heavyweight to almost succumb, but they indeed were able to uh, use the legs of Undav to actually get over the hump, punch their ticket to the knockout phase, breaking a lot of the Ivory Coast fans' hearts, and at the stoppage time drama at the Toronto Stadium. Ivory Coast actually went on an aggressive. They were playing much better. They should have probably scored a couple of goals. They silenced the German fans in the 30th minute. Uh, Frank Kessie was able to sweep home the opening goal, and it looked like Ivory Coast was going to hang on. They were playing good defense, but then the German coach Julian Nagelsmann turned onto his bench in the second half. He got Denis Undav, who came in. He leveled the match in the 68th minute and then subsequently struck a match winner deep into stoppage time to secure Germany's place in the round of 32. Ivory Coast can keep their heads high. They gave everything they got. They're actually, I think, number two in the uh, league right now. I think Germany still has to play Ecuador, and then you have, and then Ivory Coast has to play Curacao. So I do think that while Ivory Coast may be thinking that they let one game slip away against a contender like Germany, they should keep their heads high in terms of going against Curacao again. Again, don't I'm not going to write off Curacao considering that they just had a scoreless draw against Ecuador. When you look at the game, when you look at all the metrics that came from that game, when you looked at the highlights, Ecuador completely done, and I got to watch at least the most of the game. They completely dominated the possession, the time of possession, over 60%, and they were unleashing one shot after another. But the one guy who kept Curacao in the game was their goalkeeper, Eloy Roux, put probably one of the greatest individual clinics in this year's tournament history. Racked up 15 crucial saves, the highest ever recorded in the standard 90-minute World Cup fixture, single handedly preserving a clean sheet for Curacao and capturing first ever World Cup point. Think about it. A country like Curacao getting a 1 point in the World Cup. That's incredible in itself. And for a country that's less than 1.2 million, I think, and I need to verify those facts, but just trying to tell you like how the dreams come true for a small nation like Curacao, that they were able to level against a team like Ecuador. And not only that, when you saw Curacao playing in Germany, yes, they got completely overwhelmed, but they did score a goal against mighty Germany, just like Ivory Coast did. Anyway, we will get to the last match at some point in the group. But the other one, you got Japan surged in the late nightcap. It was almost at midnight at Monterrey Stadium in Mexico, dismantling Tunisia 4-0. Playmaker Daichi Kamada completely established the tempo in the fourth minute of the play. And then after that, Ayase Uda provided completely uncontainable. He was dominant. Tunisia could not really sustain the Japan attack. And then Japan overwhelmed Tunisia 4-0. And then earlier in the day, Sweden and Netherlands went on. The Dutch were just phenomenal. Their passing was crystal crisp passing at the Houston Stadium. They completely dominated the Orange, displayed counter passing from the first. The Swedish backline was completely demolished. They were shell shocked. Right now, Netherlands is right now, they put them in a very good spot. So right now, when you look at Group E and Group F, Netherlands is at, because of the goal differential, they are like the number one spot, four. And then you got Japan at the the number 2 spot. With 4, they've definitely strengthened their position there. And then you got Germany, because they have their goal differentials +7. They're at 6 points, followed by Ivory Coast. Who would have thought Ivory Coast at 3 points, and Curacao at 1 point, and then Ecuador at 1. Now, when you think about Germany and Ecuador, I think I would put my money on Germany there, so I don't think they're losing that. But think about this. Ivory Coast or Curacao, both of them could either make the round of 32. It's possible, mathematically possible at this point, and one of them could be number 2, Ivory Coast and Curacao. And that is incredible when you think about a team like a perennial World Cup contenders like Italy that have not even made the cup. You got Ivory Coast and Curacao that could potentially make it in there. Today we got some um, great games as well. You got Spain taking on Saudi Arabia. Now this is a big game for Spain. They cannot afford to lose this game if they want to. They're one of the contenders, and I think the miscalculation by the Spanish coach, not putting in Yamal to start, and I think that's going to that really costed them that game, I think. And then you got Belgium and Iran at the LA Stadium. Then you got Uruguay taking on Cape Verde, and then you got New Zealand taking on Egypt. So a lot of exciting games that which have a lot of potential into which team could actually go to the next round. So this is going to be a fun day as well, like yesterday. Looking forward to it. And let's watch the games. Thanks again for listening. Have a good rest of the day. Good day.